Hey guys!
This is a video game-based podcast called Get in the Car Gamer.
The opinions and ideas expressed within are solely ours. They should not be taken seriously by anyone.
So lighten up or light up.
And enjoy the show.
Today we're going to be talking about Ubisoft investors pushing for the company to be sold. That's so surprising. Then we have another article about Ubisoft being sucky. And then we're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back and we're going to have UFO 50. We're going to talk about that, and then we'll be talking about other stuff in the meantime.
Hey, get in the car, gamer.
Round one, fight!
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Get in the Car Gamer. I am Josh Lawmeyer, and with me as always,
Kevin Clay.
We had a little technical difficulty there. They're trying to huck money out of us with some premium.
Upgrade to premium. How about you
Give
upgrade?
me the free shit. I ain't.
How about you upgrade my asshole to deluxe staying free mode?
I'll do that for free. I'd buy that for $1. I got. Oh my god.
Back in the saddle again.
Man, it's been 2 weeks.
Oh, man.
And you can tell.
Two people, one of them sick, then the next one
Sick.
the other one. It's
been back to back.
It's been
dude.
tragic, but we're so happy to be back. We're happy to get some more thoughts on wax for you, so to speak. Let's just before
I wish we did record on vinyl. That'd be funny.
God, that'd be like it's the exact same room, but there's like a guy, he's smoking.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And he's just
Chains.
like, he's moving the reels. You know what I'm saying? I actually have no idea how they make vinyl records, how they press onto that. Fallout Boy in a documentary.
I know how they're pressed.
Fallout Boy in a documentary said they would put theirs together. So there's something to do with I guess you can put them, you can get the pieces and press them yourself. And then
that makes sense. But you have to be able to. You have to have the cylinder thing. There's a cylinder that you can record onto, and that's literally
the master,
just like a vinyl where it's like the peaks and valleys that make the waveform.
And imagine you fuck up that recording right at the end. Blamp, fuck, Jesus, no,
son of a bitch. Yeah, that'd be really
too.
difficult. I know little to nothing about the process of doing anything before.
Welcome to Audacity.
Not digital, but
right.
At least just speaking through a microphone.
Once they made the mixers normal people sized, I was like, all right, we're good. Because I always think of that wooden P Diddy ass room that is wall to wall, and I'm sure
because they have so many different inputs. They're all different
They're
instruments and
hey,
shit.
the drums, I guess we'll put 19 mics on that,
Yeah, because then they'll be like, pump those drums up.
I can barely hear the hi-hat. I can barely hear it. Somebody get it for me. This is outrageous. But before we get into anything too crazy, have you been playing anything? I have, and it's all been a bummer. Everything I've been playing, besides what we're going to get into later in the show, I've been playing some sad video games. So.
Sad? Like poorly made?
No.
Or the plots?
Heartbreakingly, just the plot heartbreaking. Okay. It's been a real sadness. So if you have anything to uplift me before I get into it, with what you've been playing, playing anything?
I played through the Arkham games. I played
40K.
Space Marine.
Yeah.
I finally caught Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, not needing a download.
Oh my
I'm
God!
sorry,
not needing more from you.
An update. I'm sorry. And so I got to play that. I haven't finished it. I'm only I don't even know how far into it. To be honest, I am. I don't think it's a very long campaign.
It is
from
not.
what I understand.
It isn't. If you could tell me where you are, I could probably give you an estimation.
We escaped from the Mexican army.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming I'm past that, but I'm having a hard time.
You might be a third of the way through.
Okay.
You might be at the 33% mark.
About what I thought.
Yeah.
Quarter, whatever.
You're gonna be looking towards the end on the mission that they do that's kind of special, where you are dropped kind of in the middle of a town and you have to like find some, like you have to use tools and your cunning kind of to get through it because you don't have any guns and you're all fucked up.
Okay.
That's like your 80% mark.
Okay.
But that is also the most to speak about mission in the game. And then I think you'll have some fun with, because it was another idea, Yeah, clearly we're like, what if we, did something different?
And
it was cool.
Quite refreshing.
It was interesting because it's just one of those sad. To me, it's a little sad. This is kind of the cup half empty way of thinking about it. Is that a game in the style like wow, the Call of Duty developers could make a pretty interesting survival game if someone asked them to, but they won't. They'll never do that. But they had some cool ideas from making Call of Duty for 40 years. To what they could bring to that.
If it ain't broke, it still makes me money.
Yes.
It's why change it when the bag is still being filled? Do you see the bag growing? That's what we want.
You're absolutely right.
But I would like to be more optimistic and think that maybe things might change.
There's some cool ideas there that I think you may appreciate.
We're kind of scratching the surface of like an industry-wide problem.
Yeah, that we're going to talk about in just a few minutes.
For sure.
A big part of it.
But tell me about your Depresso games.
Oh, man.
Your sad boy games.
So I purchased... earlier this year, I purchased 2 games from the Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster. I got 6 and 4.
Okay.
And I played the fuck out of 6, and it was really fun, and it was great. And I didn't play 4. Then I bought 1 and 5, and I played 1. So I've still got 4 and 5. So I picked up 4, especially when I was sick. It's easy to play some Switch in bed, as you know. It's a very versatile piece of equipment for that. So I'm playing through Final Fantasy IV. Now, I had Final Fantasy IV as a kid on Game Boy Advance. I did not get very far in it, I found out, because I never got to the point where your guy becomes he has to go through a thing to change. You know what?
Playing a game that you played on a small handheld and then playing it on a bigger screen, it's like something special.
It is. It brings it to life a little more, for sure. But I had never played too much of it. There's gonna be some light spoilers here for a game that came out on Super Nintendo, so we'll be all right. We'll be all right with it. Some light spoilers is that you start the game as Cecil. He's a Dark Knight, and being a Dark Knight is cool, but it has some connotations.
Has some drawbacks.
Yeah, well, it has some. People are like, "Hey, you're kind of the scary dude," and you're like, "Why?" And they're like, "I don't know. You have a demon on your armor and shit, and you're doing evil dark magic or whatever." But Cecil and his buddy Kane are asked, or they're relieved of commanding the air sky pilot. They got airships, and they're like, "Hey, great job doing what you did right there for us. I'm going to relieve you of commanding the sky pilot people, and you and your buddy are gonna go on a mission for me. We need you to go to this town. Just go there. It's no big deal. There's just some stuff there for you.
Check it out.
Some stuff there for you. Just take this with you. It's a ring. It's in a pouch." And you're like, "Okay." And you go there with your buddy, and you're like, "It's weird that I got fired from my sick job being the sky pilot commander, and now we have to just go on this weird quest for the king. That's odd."
It is.
And you kill a dragon.
Sorry.
No, yeah, right.
I'm just being stupid.
You kill a dragon, and you walk into the town, and the ring turns into basically a nuke, and it burns the town down. And you're like, "Whoa! What the fuck? What's that about?"
Whoops.
He's like, "Oh, what?
Damn.
This was what I was here to do." And
so you get tricked?
Yeah, you get tricked. You get deceived
because you're a Dark Knight.
Yeah, and then you begin a path to become a paladin and undo a lot of the wrongs that it turns out you were doing on behalf of an evil king. So you end up going against your country, your man against his country. And in that in the ordeal of Final Fantasy IV, they give you and then kill no less than 8 party members. They give them to you, and then they're like, bye. Like Final Fantasy VII losing Aeris.
Is this just move the plot forward, or
a little bit, because it's a lot of the tone is about sacrifice and about what you have to leave behind to accomplish something, and be greater than the things that you were. But like, for example, to get up the mountain to become a paladin and face my true self or whatever, the elder of a village is like, hey, I'm gonna give you these twin children. They're the best mages in town. It's like 2 9-year-old kids, and I liked these kids a lot. They were troublesome, and they did magic, and they were pretty good, because it's just you and the children. And then the children sacrifice themselves so that you can live like about 2 hours gameplay later, and they're just like, yeah, that is what it is. And then I was like,
your heart.
What's going on? This isn't right.
Why, Lord?
And then they just do that over and over and over and over again.
That's
They're like, oh, cool character, don't get too attached. We're gonna murder that motherfucker here in just a minute. They do it a bunch. I'm not even done with the game, and they might do it again.
This is
I just got a ninja. What's gonna happen to him?
It's like George R.R. Martin got his inspiration for like Game of Thrones from this video game.
I thought of Game of Thrones. Like I was just like, oh, you can't love anybody in this. So Final Fantasy VI was like epic adventure where you get a bunch of teammates and none of them die.
Oh, okay.
Final Fantasy IV is like you got five slots. If you just saw it, somebody new, that means someone's got to go. Like it's nuts. Just absolutely outrageous.
All right.
But it has been a lot of fun. I'm going to be done with it soon, and then I think I'm going to play Final Fantasy Tactics on our stream. It's going to be really long. It's a very long game, but it's time. I love it. And there's some cool mods that I had no idea. Like, this game's been like, it's like 20 years old, so people have like made mods for PlayStation 1 games. So I'm going to try one of those. It'll change like the flow of the game, make it a little different. Yeah.
Gee, that's awesome.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. I'm also we also got the sexy Jackbox, the naughty Jackbox pack.
Yes, okay, so I saw that advertisement yesterday, and I was like, oh, I bet Kevin has that.
Yes, we bought it immediately. It is a lot of fun.
Is it raunchy?
It is. It's raunchy. Like, they'll show you a picture of a ginger root and be like, where would this thing have pubes? And then, like, you all kind of have to, like, you draw pubes on it, and you're like, clearly the pubes would be here.
Of course.
Like it's a presentation.
Right.
And then the naughty drawful is really funny.
That's awesome.
Faking it, they made a game that you can only play. There's only 3 games in the pack, unfortunately. That's kind of like there's usually like 5, but they made a game that you could only play in real life, online kind of. But I'm really bad at it. Like, I'm really bad at I guess deceiving people to their face, like in a game like that. Because in this game, you all get the same prompt and have to answer it, but one of you doesn't. And you get a completely different prompt that you answer, and you have to like defend that weird answer as not being weird, And I'm not very good at that.
But do you know what the prompt is at the before you try and defend it? Like, do they tell you?
You will find out what the actual question was, but only once all the answers come up.
Oh.
So like once everyone's looking at the answers,
and now you have to like form your answer to the question and plead your case.
Like this is I actually have a decent example. Someone will be like, what is every other person gets like, what would your favorite condiments be to put on a hot dog? And then, like, the faker would be like, what would be the hardest thing to get out of your dog's fur if he, like, got into the fridge?
Oh, okay. And then you're
like, peanut butter and marshmallow. And they're like, the peanut butter and marshmallow on a hot dog?
Right.
And you're like, well, fuck, have you ever tried it? It's actually fucking delicious. Then you got to get off on the start line.
And they have to guess if it's you?
Yeah, if you're the
like kind of
the
like
liar.
Among Us.
It's Among Us-ish.
Yeah. Okay.
But it is a lot of fun.
Cool.
It does have the opportunity to get a little raunchier than your normal Jackbox. We were worried that because we were already corrupt individuals that made the regular game, discussing sexual, racist, and violent, that trying to add that on wouldn't help. But no, it's fine. It's still fun. It's still good.
Dude, last time I got to play Jackbox, I had a really good time. And we were playing with like family members. Like,
yeah, you can have a great time.
It was actually pretty funny.
Even if you have to PG it.
A little. A little.
Like you're like, I won't say anything about Israel.
Right.
This time.
I have a really good response to this, but I won't use it.
But I won't. Instead, I'll be like, sandwiches.
Am I right?
But no, if you're a fan of the show and you're like an appropriately aged like human being,
Hell yeah.
we would be down
much
to play
was that?
Jackbox. It's lit. I think it was like $25.
That's not bad.
The packs are so much fun. If you play it fucking 4 times with like 2 different groups of people, you paid it off. And if you're ever in person, it is surprising. Like if you've got, like he said, your family is over, or you are like hosting something and you don't have a thing to do. There's a lull. There's a lull in the setting. People get down on this, and everyone's got a cell phone.
Yeah, that's also the other cool thing is that you use it as your controller.
That's all that matters.
That's pretty sick.
So that's and I haven't really made much gaming purchase since then, you know. So moving tightened the strings pretty hard, and I barely have had time to play games.
I believe
barely
it. Have you got to set up the room at all?
I have it a little bit set up, but I never got you the measurements I wanted to get you so that we could discuss how to set it up. So I still got boxes in there. It's a mess.
Okay. I mean, moving is like that, dude. It'll be like it literally took like a month or 2 before I had everything of all my stuff unpacked.
The last 2 weeks, it has been like I'll get home from work and I'll look at a box and be like, fuck, I deserve better than that. You know what I mean? And I'll just go sit on the couch, watch 3.5 hours of television like this.
Eventually, once you get to a limit, bro, you'll just do 1 box.
Yeah.
When you come home, knock out 1 box.
And then
be like, do I need this or not? And then you throw it away or you put it where it needs to go.
Yeah.
And then eventually you're just done. I know, it's sickening. All right,
he was trying to help me right then, and there was nothing but hate in my heart. I was like,
feeling
he's giving me chores to do.
I know.
No, I'm kidding.
Know. But eventually you will get to a point where you're like, I can't live like this, you know? And it is what it is. Happy birthday to your lady.
Thank you. Yes.
Did she enjoy the island, the mobile island?
She's putting it together right now, actually.
As we spec.
Yeah, as we speak. She may even be listening to our very voices while
cool.
doing it.
Awesome.
A little narcissistic for me to think so, but
hey, you never know.
You do in fact never know.
All right. Well, shit. Let's get into this real quick.
Let's get into it, baby.
We got some tech spot. The spot where
Welcome
tech
to
happens.
the tech spot.
Ubisoft investors push the company for company sale as shares hit decade low. The Star Wars Outlaws effect. It's these are the words of Rob Thubron. Thubron.
The Braun?
Thubron. Recap to say, hold on, we got a recap here. To say that Ubisoft isn't having a good time right now would be an understatement. The French studio is reeling from the comparative failure of Star Wars Outlaws, a game expected to be a smash hit, and as a result has just delayed the release of Assassin's Creed Shadows by 3 months. The firm's shares are at a 10-year low, time to buy, and investors are pushing the company to sell itself. Ubisoft was banking on Star Wars Outlaws to be a massive multi-platform hit that would earn the company plenty of money, especially with the expensive gold and ultimate editions and season pass. Outlaws, as we know, it has a season pass. Outlaws, as we know, failed to live up to expectations. Most reviews weren't that bad, but few called the game excellent. A large number of players were even less generous, slamming Outlaws' repetitiveness and many other flaws. And then also, apparently, I can read this Assassin's Creed Shadows pushback note.
Yes.
I shall. Dear players, Assassin's Creed Shadows is a dream project for us, finally bringing the series to a feudal Japan with many features developed with our community in mind, such as parkour, or the renowned stealth brought by new technologies, all set in the beautiful and immersive world. This is an ambitious addition to the franchise, a rich experience that can be lived through the eyes of 2 unique protagonists. But we also need more time to polish and refine the experience, pushing further some of our key features. As such, we've made the decision to postpone the release until February 14th of 25.
Oh, it's Valentine's Day.
The game will release on a broad range of platforms, including Steam at launch. Additionally, that's cool. Additionally, pre-orders will be refunded, and all future pre-orders will be granted the first expansion for free. We understand that this decision will come as a disappointing news, especially for those who've been waiting patiently for Assassin's Creed game inspired by feudal Japan, but we sincerely believe that this is the best interest of the game and ultimately your experience as a player. Rest assured, we're looking forward to the moment when we will embark on a memorable adventure with Noe and Yasuki. I don't Noah?
Yeah,
Neo?
Neo, Noe. I liked both of them.
Until then, we thank you for your ongoing support. Moch Elich Kote. On the behalf of the teams working on Assassin's Creed. You know what I hear here is like, oh shit, we fucked up Outlaws, and this game was half-baked to begin with, or at least not half-baked, not finished, and we were just going to go ahead and shit it out like we do every other game.
And the chickens are finally coming home to roost after a 10-year basically like market value loss. I guess you lose a little bit of money, for 5 years, you can go, we need to change up a little bit, but you do it for 10, I guess then all of a sudden the people at the big table are like, hey, I don't think you can do it, pal. I'm not sure you can do it.
So were they? I guess they were relying on Outlaws to be their saving grace.
I think what they're saying is that they were dead ass sure Outlaws would sell X amount, and they sold fucking like half or a third. Like their projections were so off that like there were immediate. Hey, we're probably time to start chopping here again. Not to mention Ubisoft's already chopped. They chopped and sliced and fucking
Sold
bargained through last year. So I if that's them being on life support, someone could put a pillow over their head right now. If you like, I don't want to push you too far past it, but like, it was sobering to look at their share from
$10.48 right now, or is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. The past 5 years down 83.2%.
It's at a 10-year low.
The past 5 years were the biggest time for gaming markets ever. That's when they could have been making the most money they could have ever did, and instead they barely scraped by with trash.
Yeah,
that's sad.
No, it's true.
It's sad, and I'm not even saying Outlaws is bad. What I'm saying is Outlaws.
Not as bad as
Ubisoft has such a stink on them that Star Wars fans won't even rush out to buy a new Star Wars game from them. Fuck, and people have been spending the last 8 months, 9 months, a year talking about how Assassin's Creed Shadows is not sounding like what they want to play or do.
So let's see. AJ Investments said in an open letter last week that it had gathered the support of 10% of Ubisoft shareholders to pressure for its pressure campaign. The investors is due to speak with Ubisoft management today to discuss its proposals. AJ Investments said it would demonstrate in front of Ubisoft headquarters in Montreal, Paris, or is that how you spell Montreal in?
Yeah, it gets Frencher.
Okay, Paris, if needed. There are already fears that like Outlaws, Shadows will fail to perform as well as Ubisoft expects, which would probably happen because they're out of touch with
what is happening.
What I want in a game. I mean, that's all that I care about is they're out of touch with me. No, I'm kidding.
Well, no, you know what? Jokes aside, as a person who put Assassin's Creed on their like top 5, you are. They should be getting you a game you want to play, Josh. Really, honestly, they should.
But it's but that could be a reflection of me getting older, a new generation of people coming in that there's nothing wrong with a wide open, open world concept for a game. And
there's nothing wrong with Japanese shit either.
No,
but Ghost of Tsushima came out in 2018. They're fucking way late to stealing on that.
They just couldn't. It's like almost like they couldn't make up their mind, and they couldn't figure out how they want to present the series, and it's just always going to.
And they can't commit to anything, so they can't tighten the screws down and build on a foundation because it could change immediately.
It's like it's too bad they can't focus on their core players.
It's just
the people that really care about the franchise
and refine on their own ideas and processes. Because to me, Egypt and Rome were late to building a game that was like Dark Souls and like Breath of the Wild, and this one is late to building a game that is like Ghost of Tsushima. Have your own thought. Stop being late. I mean, you cannot just keep doing this. What are you guys going to come out with PUBG 2 next year?
Yeah.
Stop it. You guys have some of the richest IPs. Make a Splinter Cell.
PUBG.
Do something. Play on the I'll play unknown when you get me another flying pan.
I'm just jumping down this
Go
article.
ahead.
The game received an unusual number of users' reviews that were clear negative, that had a clear negative bias, including a large percentages of 0 reviews out of 5. 0.
Okay. Yeah, 0 out of 5.
Despite seeing acceptable review scores from reputable review sites, Wedbush analyst Michael Patcher, Alicia Reese, and Cade Barr wrote in a note last week, this is a case of a rare incel factory that led to Ubisoft having to take down its numbers. That
was a sentence. That was a thought that somebody put on
incel. Well, I mean, okay. People are going to review bomb stuff.
Absolutely.
And it is kind of like a shitty thing to do because it's not a true accounting of what's going on.
You're using something not as it's intended.
Right.
You're using something that we as consumers use to make our decisions to tell a business they're doing something wrong, which I get it, you know. We got kids that grew up watching mom and dad tweet about how bad dinner was at the company they had dinner from, and try to get some of their money back because that's the best course of action they had. Not a judgment value against anybody but the corporation that we've gotten this far. You know what I mean? It's like when a whole country is like, this game sucks because they can't play it all of a sudden. That's a political. You're making a political statement. This is not a political statement. This is some of the people are sad and upset that your game isn't the way they wanted it to be. I do want to say though, homie in the Discord Disretory did enjoy Outlaws and did appreciate it for what it was, because they were willing to put their dollar down for it, but some people aren't. Some people are.
Well, now the games cost like $70 just out of the box.
Yeah, and that's a tough.
And then
that's a tough value.
There's cost of living increases that are happening, and
And if we get to a point, listen, even if they deserve it, if we get to a point where games are $100, like the new ones, you can see me buying Armored Core, Resident Evil, and Dark Souls the day it comes out, and everything else, I'll wait. Fine. I'll spend what, $200 maybe on new games a year, and everything else, I can wait.
Yeah, I guess the problem is though that there's so many people buying video games that they're like, it's fine. In that time, we've birthed 20 people that are gonna purchase that game at this price. So
that's wild, but you're right.
I'm
it's
probably
just wild.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how right I am, but I'm probably in the ballpark.
I don't know how wrong you are. You don't feel wrong.
Right.
That's the thing.
Why don't you take down? Hold on. Why don't you take down this Tweaktown article, because there's more Ubisoft shit that we can pile onto this and build our case as to why they're a shit company now.
I would absolutely love to do that. We have a Tweaktown who is today celebrating 25 years of tech publishing, so congratulations. We have a Tweaktown article here from Jack Connor of Tweaktown. Ubisoft director blames gamers. Says they've been exposed as non-decent humans. The monetization director at Ubisoft had said industry figures vocalizing their disagreements with Ubisoft revealed themselves as clearly non-decent.
Why aren't these fucking losers buying my game? What, you don't have a cell phone?
You guys don't have phones?
You don't have a phone?
Ubisoft's continuous downward spiral. That's one of my favorite Nine Inch Nails albums. Ubisoft's continuous downward spiral is seemingly only gaining speed, with the latest speed boost coming from the company's monetization director for Ubisoft. That should not be. We should not hear that. That's a title. Director of monetization.
Yeah. Just Captain, like it'd be
the director of monetization.
What's the humidity, dew point, Coriolis effect.
Perfect.
Yeah. It's
now I wait.
It's a very like
it's
too on the nose.
It's too business.
Too on the nose.
Too business.
Like, Mr. Money Manager Man.
Director of man squeezing.
Yeah.
Director of soul humiliation.
Director of just clams. Many bags of clams.
Oh, and he went to a great website. Hey, and I requested to connect with you. So next time you find yourself on that hellscape, let me know.
I did accept.
He went to a terrible website, LinkedIn, to call gamers critiquing the company and its products non-decent humans. Hey, shout out. You and I, non-decent humans.
All right.
Because I'm about to critique you too. Excuse me. Let me pull up the exact tweet on xwoman.com. Ubisoft's monetization director says, I rarely post on social media, but today I am sad. Ashamed and sad. The gaming industry is rough at the moment. We all know it. But seeing how how gamers react on social media as wishing ill fate to companies and people alike is sad. And not only towards Ubisoft. Even though it always is the vocal minority that express themselves on social media.
What the fuck do you want from me?
I was hurt.
If I have an opinion about a game or a company, why can't I give it? Why,
keep it to yourself.
Know what I mean? Like,
you're making me sad.
I know.
I made all these mistakes. Don't rub them in my face.
We'd be making more money if you just shut the fuck up.
Shh. You're making other people think what you thought by saying it out loud. Stop that.
It's weird.
Stop. I'm a 5-star company.
I'm a 4-star man. Go ahead, go on.
You bitch. You haven't even thought about the smell. What is even more revolting is coming on LinkedIn and seeing the same comments. Oh, it's I've been washing myself in the waters of it every night. It's been so special.
That's a nice little blanket, isn't it, that you put on?
Oh, it is. The Charlie Work episode. That's one of the best episodes of television I've ever seen, especially the 6-minute long, like, no cut. God, he's just crushing it. All right. What is even more revolting is coming on LinkedIn. That should be the end of the sentence.
Yeah.
Wink. And seeing the same comments from people within the industry on top of exposing yourself as a non-decent human being. Clearly, you're affecting thousands of employees that are already impacted by all the hate despite doing their best to deliver incredible experiences. How can you wish a company to fail simply because they do not cater to you?
Whoa. I'm not
asking... If that product doesn't cater to you...
I don't want... Oh, God. Oh, you. I don't want Stardew Valley to fail...
Just because you don't want to play it?
Yeah.
Me either.
It's not even part of it.
In fact, I want the Stardew Valley guy to succeed more than I want Nintendo's Switch Animal Crossing to succeed. It's arguably a much better thing for him to.
Regardless, are people like doing like saying crazy things about games they've never played and like never been a part of or anything?
That's a small amount of people saying stuff about things they've never experienced. Now on the internet, we do see people,
of course,
have a snap judgment and rush to defend it.
Of course,
absolutely.
But
we're not talking about
most people are talking about things that they've played. So
I see my man being a little sad if he's looking around at people in his industry and feeling like they're shitting on him. I'll give him that part of his sad post.
But if you make shitty games and you aren't, if there are people better at making those games, they should be making those games.
That dollar should be theirs.
Yeah, and you should be.
This is a fight. This is a fight for a knife.
Mr. Monetization, we live in
a
America,
motherfucking society.
Where dude.
The text is at the bottom, pal. I'm sorry.
It's for some reason we live in a what's our economy? It's oh my God.
We're not communist. It's ancient agrarian.
We're not communist, but we're capitalist.
We're capitalists. Yes.
We live in a capitalist society, and if you're gonna play by these rules, you're gonna play by these capitalistic rules. You can't have it both ways.
This is correct.
You can't be a fucking a monetization director tool for a fucking company that's ripping or like shitting out games.
I love it.
And then
I love it.
And then be mad when we have fucking opinions about it.
I want to put a giant velvet purple robe around you when you say shit like that. Like, you don't even make the games! You don't even make them!
It's disgusting. It's just disgusting.
It is.
I don't fucking care. I love Assassin's Creed, and I don't want to play it now. Like, I do, and I don't. I do, and I don't. Ghost of Tsushima is on Steam now, so I'm going to be playing that. And also, they released a new one coming out.
Yeah, the new one will be coming out.
Yeah. So, I don't know, man.
I played...
If you go back to, like, making Assassin's Creed games, wake me up, but...
It's so sad for me to yell and scream about Ubisoft in the same way as you're saying. I have enjoyed... Rainbow Six Siege is in my soul.
Mm-hmm.
I think I played 4,500 hours of it. That's a lot of time. That's a lot of time of my life that I chose, and a lot of it, 80% of it was the people I was playing with, but the game was so good. And if they were forced to today at gunpoint to make a game as good as Rainbow Six Siege was, with all its flaws, in the first year of its, they couldn't do it. I just couldn't. I
could write the ship. I think I could write the ship with like just a handful of sentences. All they need to do is, like, you remember how you were just saying. Remember 5 seconds ago when you were saying you were saying that Rainbow Siege was a beautiful product at one point, right?
Yeah.
Go back to that. Go back to before you were like, oh, we got to make more money out of this game.
Everything is a piggy bank. You know, you can just keep hitting the Mario block for another coin.
Go back to that point, and then stop, and just let it organically go, and then make a new product.
Yep.
Make a new product that rocks.
Yep.
And then that's, I don't know. Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I'm the dummy and I don't know business.
They need new blood. What do I want? What do we want? Do we want Sony to buy Ubisoft and fucking gut it and try and put some people in there that in fucking PlayStation presents Splinter Cell? PlayStation presents fucking...
I believe in this world of that a video game developer can live in, where there's no crunch and no squeeze and all that stuff, and
where they make a product that is done, that was loved,
and it. I guess it's just impossible to have like the environment and the soup that's made by a small indie company.
It is.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't. It must be you get to a point where you're so big and you have so much money, and it's just impossible to please.
So the companization of it, like the business, the structure growing, is what kills the product.
CD Projekt Red.
Yeah.
I mean, they were a small little Polish. They
were the Polish game studio.
Yeah. And then. They they fucked up Cyberpunk. Now Cyberpunk is like back on track.
Right.
And, like, it's
By the way,
a fun
Cyberpunk,
game.
in its fucked up, not done thing, a fucking memorable experience, to say nothing else of it.
No, of course. But my point being that when they kind of went from, and I don't know the numbers, but if the studio size that Witcher 3 was to CD Projekt or to
Cyberpunk, that was Grand Slam.
But also,
that was we accidentally hit it out of the fucking park and went to the majors.
Maybe this isn't a good example because it took 10 years for them to make it. But it is
because we're talking about product to product, something that Ubisoft is failing.
Yeah.
I mean, Ubisoft product to product.
When's the last time Ubisoft was a small company? You know what I mean?
Never. And to your exact thought, I'm wondering... Ponder me this, okay? A lot of the games we love, indie games, AA even games, were directly funded
by terrorism.
Beat for beat by Boko Haram. Beat for beat, feature for feature, directly funded, like on things like Kickstarter.
Okay, yeah.
Friday Night Funkin',
completely
funded. If its goal of this was the game, completely funded in a day and a half. Every dollar after that they made, and they should made, became new features, and now the scope of their game is so expansive. They're going to make a game so much bigger and better than the game they asked for money to make, because the money directly came to them from people who are like, I am giving you the money for this game right now. whenever it's done, you will then give it to me because I've already paid you for it. But I funded your ability to make it the way you want. I wonder if these big companies should have somebody that goes on something like Kickstarter or GoFundMe or something and finds a way to see if people support the idea that they are making, and then that I don't want a company to be absolutely inundated with their fans at that level. That's not what I want. But what I do want is, can a company go on and say, hey, this is me, Ubisoft, we are going to spend $25 million. This is just a for reference. We're going to spend $25 million to make a new Assassin's Creed game. It's set in Japan. This is the art that we have for it, blah, blah, blah. And people can go and be like, yes, I would buy that game. Here's the money. And if they get to their goal, then they see that their idea is valid and that people will purchase it. And if they don't reach a goal in a month,
you're suggesting Ubisoft to crowd
yeah, almost like for direct like money, where the money for feature. This is a game that I want you to make. I have proven that I want it from you. And I guess my thing would be is if you don't reach the goal, everyone gets their money back and they don't make the game. And because then they won't spend so much time on bullshit nobody wants. It was my thought. I don't really want a big company to crowd fund, really, but I want a way for them to at least be more in touch with what the people who are going to spend their dollar.
I bet you they spend a lot of money surveying and trying to like get what's it called when they have a group of people in a room?
Focus groups.
Yeah, like stuff like that. They do. I'm sure they spend shit tons of money, and they're trying to make. They're a publicly traded company. They're trying to make the most money
right,
for their shareholders. That's their job.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
And I just think that's becoming incompatible with making
hopefully
artistic
they'll fail.
stuff.
No, hopefully they'll fail.
Yeah.
And from the ashes, a phoenix will rise, and a better product will come. And
companies have come back
for this
from the brink.
This guy to just.
He's just sad posting on LinkedIn.
I know. It's like, but dude, it's a subreddit called LinkedIn Lunatics. It's all posts like this where people just say the craziest shit. We just lost audio on today. Audacity, bro.
We lost it?
Yeah.
Do we still have it in?
We still have. We're in OBS. Fine. We're still streaming.
Okay, cool. All right. Well,
it's just our podcast audio. Okay, you're not gonna open.
All right. This is we're getting pretty close to taking our short break anyway. But what? Tell me what's
Hold on.
What did it say?
Hold on. I think I got it. It's I recovered. I'll be able to recover most of it.
Nice.
So.
And just get us back on recording.
Yeah.
But did we run out of memory, or like did it say what it did?
No, it just crashed.
I hate that.
And then it was like, oh my god! And now it's not responding. Close program. We'll try to open a second Audacity, and the recovered one opened up fine, but this other one's okay. Now it's gone. Shaka Khan.
Is it time to look into a different? I mean, I got sad just thinking about not using Audacity, but it seems like recording into 45 minutes shouldn't be impossible for it, right? What's going on?
Oh. Whoa, this is so
Did I scream
weird.
Too loud and then it... Holy shit!
Exception code. Problem reported to Audacity. Operating system, Windows, CPU, GPU, thread, crashed. Dude.
What the fuck? All right, here. Let's wrap this one up, and we'll stop the stream for a second so that we have the VOD.
Yeah.
And then we can go again.
All right, well.
All right, hold on. And 3, 2, 1. We're back. Listen, guys. It's we had just a small technical difficulty there. You didn't miss anything important, I promise. Well, we do want to go ahead and get wrapped up on the Ubisoft hatred. It's clearly flowing out
Just
of
make a better product.
It's flowing out of my mouth
that's all I want.
too easy. Yeah, you guys need to maybe do some restructuring and get a little more in touch with what people love about, what you guys used to be. One of the you guys you were the Rayman people. You understand?
Yeah.
You guys made Rainbow Six Vegas. Well, what are you doing?
You've forgotten the face of your father.
You have.
Yeah.
I mean, you have, and you need to remember it because Daddy's gonna come home to roost soon. It's not good. The milk's coming.
Aptly put.
Listen, guys, thank you so much for being here. We're about to roll this back into another show about UFO 50, and so you'll be hearing that really shortly. But until then, thank you guys so much for listening and for being here at our stream. We are Get in the Car Gamer video game podcast, available everywhere podcasts are consumed. Home base is at soundcloud.com/getinthecargamer and on Spotify. We can also be caught live, either podcasting or gaming at twitch.tv/getinthecargamer. I also suggest you visit and enjoy our Discord, where we have a loving community that I'm trying to foster, like a garden, just of little beautiful little flowers. But until then, guys, thank you so much for listening, and until next time, it's time to get out of the car. Bye-bye. Switches over,
Great ass! Finish him!
Hiya, pal.
It's a me, Mario!
You can't handle the truth!